everybody, so I'm here to do my video on the good life is. So for me, the good life is being happy. So I believe that to live a good and prosperous life, you need to do what makes you happy. I think we have a lot, in our society, we have a lot of restrictions on that. This idea that you should just work with people because you have to, and I don't agree with that. If I have people in my environment that are negative, they are no longer in my environment because I want to be happy. And some philosophers for sure would claim that true happiness doesn't really exist, but I do believe that it does. I want to live in a positive environment. I want happy stuff because being sad, there's lots of time for that in life. And so I think on the whole, we should be happy. So that would be one thing that I'd rank really high is happiness and doing what's for you. Now, not to the detriment of others, but doing for you. So I love to go to the gym. So I make sure I go to the gym 5 times a week for me. I have a problem with Netflix. So I make sure I watch some Netflix a lot. Because that makes me happy. And I love friends and family. So I make sure to spend a lot of time with them. Because that's for happiness. Another thing that I find is a big deal to having a good life is living by your virtues. I mean, there's lots of opportunity, especially at my age, to make decisions that don't go with your virtues, and, that's fair. But the only way I'm going to break my virtues is if I have a really good reason. So if I'm going to do something that I wouldn't normally do, I sit down, I think about it, I decide why it's okay for me or why it's not okay for me. I want to have a reason. I don't personally believe in anything if you don't know why. So I definitely make sure that that's a priority for me, because I do want to keep my virtues. I don't want to be somebody who says, I will not do this, and then I'm going to go out and do that. No, I will not do this. But you know what? I actually looked into it. I understand it. This is the reason I'm doing it. This, and this is why I've decided for me, it's okay. Is it okay for everyone? No. Is it okay for me right now? Yes. So that kind of stuff, and I think that does make a good life. And Aristotle believed that to have a good life, you had to strive for, human perfection, basically. So you wanted to strive to live the best life possible, and that would give you a good life. And if you look at it, it really is. I'm happy when I'm volunteering. And he would argue, I think he would have, I've never talked to Aristotle myself, he would have argued that when I volunteer, it makes me happy, but it makes somebody else happy as well. So you're trying to be a good person. I love to hold the door for people. I like to see people smile. So anything I can do to put a smile on somebody's face, I love. So not only is that helping me to be happy, but it's helping them. And that leaves for a good life. I think, personally, what I think a good life is the absence of the negative. Negativity it looms in my generation. It definitely looms when you get to, an older age, and my grandmother is in a home, so I see that. There's sadness. They had to give up their freedom. Really, they're not, but yeah, I can understand where they would feel that way. Giving up your freedom, relinquishing your friends. I mean, to be honest, everyone's dying around you. So there's so much time in your life that you can be negative that you should always try to be positive because, why have darkness when you can have sunshine, right? It doesn't make sense. Nobody wants the cold unless you like to ski. Nobody wants the cold. You want the sunlight. Okay, I'll do a nice little turn. My room that I'm working in has a huge window because I can't work in darkness. I feel gloomy. I feel like nothing goes well. As soon as there's light, I can prosper. And so that's something I know about me. So the good life is the absence of the negative and the presence of light. So I hope this answered the question, and thanks so much. Have a nice weekend.